our new Super Falcons that won the cup and make us proud. Trust me, those girls, they tried. We appreciate them. We are happy for them very, very well because I believe they are winning. We open doors to us too, you know.
Kudos to the fact that this new generation, they are in this era that they actually are seen, and we are happy that they're keeping the flags flying. Kudos to them. Still, there is the levels of our heroes past. Because if there was not mission 1, there would not be mission 10. In our own era, we also contributed our quota, which we said just stand that it came from where my seniors left off. In my generation, we said it off, but we have never been appreciated for that. We've never been given. Imagine someone Cynthia Uwak winning 2 times, and I don't even have a title OON onto my name. Like, I was one of, apart from after Messi Akide played on the FIFA World 11, I was the second person that played FIFA World 11. As 2007, I was world best FIFA 11, actually.
I know it's not everybody that we agree with what we are doing, but at least they should just look at where we are coming from. They should just look at where we are coming from. Some of us, past players, I don't want to mention names. They are homeless. It's very, very sad. These are people that who made name for Nigeria. You know, I still blame those past leaders, because at the end of the day, they say, okay, give these players so amount of money. They don't give that money to us. You know.
I played for over 3 months, barefoot without boot.
But some people would also say, people that would be against what you guys are trying to do now would say that, oh, during your days, maybe you did not save enough, or it was that era, the president of the day or the leadership of the day is their fault for not properly compensating you. What would you say to people like that who would have a different opinion about what you're trying to push?
Cynthia Uwak, ex Super Falcons International, Nigeria International, 2 times African Best Female Player of the Year, back-to-back, 26, 27.
Yes.
Been to the World Cup, been to the Olympics, FIFA World Best 11 player in 2007 in China. I also participated, and I started my career actually in Benin City, and I played also at some point in FCT before I made my way out. I've played in France, I've played in Lyon, I've played in Sweden, and then I played in Finland, which I currently reside at the moment. And yes, a lot of laurels also have been won, and I've so played part of the 2426 that won the African Women's Championship back then. So yeah, Cynthia Uwak in the middle, in the building, aka Swash.
Wow, that was a very impressive CV. Good to have you here. Cynthia, aka Swash. Yeah, nice.
Sorry, Ademola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ayisat Yusuf. As Super Falcons players, by God's grace, I've played in so many tournaments. I actually started my career here in Nigeria, from Lagos State, FSPOB Babes, and then Oshobo. Then I played in Akwa Ibom, captained, and then I played in Delta State. And in 2004, I found my way out of the country. I played my professional career. Played in Finland, played in Sweden, then back to Finland. By God's grace, I've played about 13 years of my career in the national team. 3 women World Cups, 4 times African tournament, and then I was also at the Olympics. Cynthia was a very good friend. I think during the national team, most of the time we're always like a roommate. And at the same time, we played a professional career in Finland. At some point, everyone departed for good, and there's always life after football. So this is me, Ayisat Yusuf, and we still keep the line of sportsmanship, for the development of women football and support for growth of women football in general. And at the moment, by God's grace, I'm qualified with a B license. I coach in Finland, 2 different clubs. I work as a sport instructors in a company called Monaliku. And by God's grace, I'm heading to my UEFA A license in Finland Football Federation. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Onyinaya, Yusuf. Good to have you, and very, very impressive, introduction to as well. Thanks for joining this call. So maybe we'll just go to the next person to kindly unmute and also introduce herself. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. My name is Prisca Emeafu. I'm the vice captain for the Falcon. I started my football career in 1990
Wow.
in Rivers State, Rivers Angel. I have played in so many women African Cup of Nation. We are the first to start it, 1998.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma, for the introduction. Madam Cynthia, briefly, what was your experience like playing back in the days, with the Super Falcons?
Football actually was interesting because you actually play with your soul, your spirit, your blood, the tears, and you're dedicated to it. And back then, like for you to actually make a name, to be heard and to be seen, it's something that we were playing back then. Like I remembered when we went to the U19, there were no such thing like smartphone that you could just record. There were no actually platforms like this that you can be seen, that your work, your talent can actually travel so very fast around the world. So we actually relied on, the DVD that sometimes nothing is captured. It's not so clear. So for us back then to make a name for ourselves and be heard is something that it's a privilege because it wasn't as easy as it is these days, that everything is like everything is so digitally projected that one small thing you go viral and people can actually see. You can actually record yourself, someone can record you, you have those records kept. But like back then, sometimes I'm just like wondering, like, okay, when I was playing, where are my videos? When you have those DVD tapes, they go ruined easily. So you don't even have something to look forward to one day. Just sit back and try to watch yourself and actually, so this back then, it's such a privilege that we were able to create names for ourselves from actually, without being able to be out there on the spotlight, like I said, like this digital era.
Wow. Well, I totally understand. Technology then was not at the very best. So it's I can understand the struggle, to record your games, to store them properly, not just from the big competitions. Of course, it's easier to get clips from the World Cup. And but when it comes to the league games, even the WAFCON, I find it difficult to get some of those old clips, from the qualifiers for 1991 World Cup to the qualifiers for 1995 World Cup. Me, myself, as a researcher, I've tried searching for some of them. I could not find them, trust me. So even the WAFCON, some of the early videos from the WAFCON in 1998, in 2000, it's a struggle to find some of the qualifiers and some of the group games from the competition itself. So yeah, I totally understand. I can totally relate to that as well.
My own case was kind of different from maybe most of my colleagues then, because it was all a struggle coming from a Muslim background. I'm not allowed to play. I have to sneak out and all of that. So, but playing, even the local league then was really more competitive. Like it's more fun. And if you have been called back then to the national team, even you being invited alone is a huge opportunity for you. But when you come back to your community, you see people like cheering you and all of that.
But it's also good to have Mrs. Patient Avre in the building.
Hello guys, good afternoon, good evening, good night my time. How you guys doing?
Very well, thank you. And it's good to have you here. Good to have you in the building,
Thank you. I've been seeing a lot of stuff you've been doing. Thank you so much for using your voice, your support and everything for the girls. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback, man. Thank you so much. So, ma,
Welcome on board, senior.
okay.
Much respect.
Hi,
I think I saw.
Cynthia.
I
How are
think,
you? How you doing?
I'm good. It's good to have you here too. Welcome,
I know. I can't wait to see you guys soon.
I think I saw one of your video recently of you juggling the ball. So you are still very much active and physically fit.
Why
That's good.
not? Why not? Why
That's a
not?
good
It's
thing.
always there. You cannot take it from us, you know.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so ma, please kindly introduce yourself.
According to us from what is still their body, you know.
Ide body, yeah, of course, now, of course, Ide body.
Yeah.
So yeah, please kindly introduce yourself, man. There, we have a lot of young people watching here, so I'd like you to kindly introduce
Oh,
yourself.
okay. My name is Patient Avre-Odili. Married now with 2 kids. I live here in Peace and 4 Afghan. And we are the real VIP, you know.
Yes. Yeah, okay, I think the network went off. We couldn't hear you at some point. Um,
Oh, you didn't?
yes, it
Okay.
skipped a bit.
I said my name is Patient. Okay, can you hear me now?
Perfect. Yes, I can.
Okay, my name is Patient Avre-Odili, a Super Falcon player. I live here in Chicago, Illinois, United States. I've played 3 World Cup and 1 Olympics and 4 AFCON.
Wow. Which was the first WAFCON, ma?
Um, the one in 98, 2003, the
Okay.
one in 2000
Oh,
and then 2000.
so I think it means you won your first because I know Nigeria won the first 5 WAFCON, so it means you won the competition.
Yes,
So all the WAFCON you participated in, you
yes,
won the gold medal.
yes, gold medal. Nobody can beat us then. We are the African champions, you know.
So do you still have the medal with you secured?
I still have my medal. For real, I still have everything.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yes, I still have everything, you know.
Yeah.
And
So you have like the
yeah,
four
and some
medals
of
already.
us, yes, 4 medal, and some of these girls, I know some of them they played like 5, some play
Yes,
6. You know, yes, I have the
yes,
opportunity to play. I have the opportunity to play 4, so you can see where we are coming from. You can see what we've done for Nigeria. You know,
yes,
putting this high standard for our country, and this guy's winning the 10th one right now. You know, so it's a huge thing for Nigeria because we started the whole thing. You understand what I mean?
yes.
You
It's
know,
legendary.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah, we
I
gave
agree.
birth to this team that is doing this right now. So I think the credit's supposed to go to us too. You know?
Yes, I can totally understand.
Yeah.
So in 1998, Nigeria won the first WAFCON, trophy. So
Yes. Yes.
there's a misconception. Most people think that the WAFCON started in 1991.
No,
1991 was the
no.
qualifiers for the World Cup.
1990. No, 1991 was the qualified series for World Cup.
Yes,
So that was the first acting for women. Women, because that's the one that's the one they normally play to qualify to go for the Women's World Cup.
and
So
it
the
was like a
second one
knock.
started, so the other one started 1998. That was
Okay.
in May AFCON, yes. And I think it's Sonny Abasha who's supposed to host that thing, the wife, and he died unfortunately. And they now changed it to I think it was what's it called, Obasanjo. They now changed it to Obasanjo, but unfortunately to Stella passed away. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So I understand. So 1991, we had the World Cup qualifiers to the 1991 FIFA Women's World Cup, and
Yeah.
1995 as well. We qualified to the
Yes.
1995 FIFA World Cup. Then in 1998, we had the WAFCON proper. We won that.
Yes.
In
Yes.
2000, 2 years later, we won that. 2002, we won that. 2004, we won that. And I think the first 5 was won by Nigeria. Madam Avre, I've been asking everybody a question particularly. So your question will be, what were some of the struggles you also had playing back then? The first WAFCON from the qualifiers up until when you retired.
My struggle. If I continue, if I see us start saying my struggle, it's like we are going to be here from now till tomorrow.
Wow, wow.
It's a very long struggle. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that went on. Let me just put it that way. When I was playing, just like the way these guys are advocating right now, they speak
Yeah.
well. There's a lot of they are into social media that can just pick up their news and everything we just spread out there. But There wasn't anything like that. You understand? Apart from the name, when you wake up in the morning, you can see your name in the newspaper, maybe the radio. Apart from that, there's nothing like, just to like give you that publicity, that worldwide thing to make you to look, go viral either. There wasn't nothing like that. My struggle, what I faced when I played for the national, it was a lot of stuff, most especially for our past officials. Their promises and failing, it was just too much.
I know this question is always common among many fans. They would like to know during your playing days, as footballers, when female football wasn't that popular and our league football wasn't that great, most of our players started playing at the local league, the Nigerian Women's Football League. Then, how was the payment like, for in terms of the salaries, the remunerations, or the players only majorly rely on the bonuses from the national team? How was the structure like then in terms of motivation to play?
You mean in the national team or the
Yes.
local club?
Both combined back in the day.
Okay, for the local club, when I play with Rivers Angel, I could remember I went there 1990. I remember Rivers Angel, the man, Larry Angel, have to come to my village to plead to my parents to allow me to follow him to Rivers State because I'm from Imo State. For him to take me down to Rivers State, but my parents refused. But at the time, I have to sneak out because that's what I love. I love football so much, so I have to sneak out. And on my way to Rivers State, my parents have to call me and ask me where I am, and they couldn't even locate me for over 6 months. So.
Wow.
Yeah, for 6 months, I did not go to my village. I have to stay in the Port Harcourt, and the Larry Angel have to look for school. We start from secondary school and all that, start playing Rivers Angel. And my first, we played without money. We were not be paying. He told us that he's going to put us in school. That's the only thing that he's going to do. We'll go to training, we'll come back, we'll go to school, we'll come back, we'll go to training, like that, until I was received a letter that I have called for national team in 1993. That's my first national team, 1993. I could remember then, if you're coming to national team, you don't have your football boots. The ones that have football boots will match your leg mercilessly. I could remember I played for over 3 months, barefoot without boot. You
This
see,
was the
so
team training, the national team training.
national team, yeah, they have to call you
Wow.
for camp, for
Yes.
screening. Yeah. So after the whole screening, I was among the people that they selected. Then they have
Sorry,
to
so
buy.
I'm sorry for cutting, but so I'm getting you right. You said you played the screening without boots.
Of course, because they have to call all the club side have to bring the people that they invite to the national team.
Wow.
You understand? Yeah,
This was 1993, thereabout.
yeah. After China 91, the training for the Sweden 95 World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah, so yeah.
Was
Then
it a boot was expensive then, or it was the luxury? What was the main issue then, man?
it's just for my club side, because we don't have enough boots in the club side, so I have to leave my own boot to someone else to use for the maybe during the league when they are playing. So I have to go with only canvas, and you can't play with canvas in a field that's slippery like that. So I don't have money then, and I went there without money. So who do I call? I know my chairman supposed to buy me boots, but he said no, that he doesn't have money for boots. So my first trip was, man, is fat. When I look at what is happening now, I find out that the ones now they are really enjoying, because we really went. In fact, I don't know. A lot of things happens anyway. A lot of things happens. I'm happy they started where we stopped. You understand? So
Yes, I can totally understand. Now, just a follow-up question on this. Imagine playing without proper remunerations, maybe not getting enough money for salaries. And I'm sure some players will also still, they have responsibilities to their siblings, some to their parents. So how were you able to manage and cope with all of these demands, as a player, especially as a young player then playing back in the days?
Actually, we are not been paying. Then what we know is that if you're eating, if you eat 3 square meal, you're okay. If you get to eat 3 square meal in your club side, you're okay. In national team, they are not gonna pay you until you are among the people that they selected for the World Cup,
Yeah.
or for any other tournament. That's when you start getting money. But when you are in the camp, you're eating money now. You're eating food. They have to feed you 3 times a day. So there's no money there. We are not getting any money from anywhere. But the way things was going is just by His grace.
I totally understand. I cannot relate because I cannot imagine living, with all of those demands and of course still trying to represent the country, at that particular level. Madam Aisha, maybe for a follow-up question on that, speaking to you now, so how the players manage to save, especially players that played in the local league for a long period of time and only played for a few years abroad. How would they manage to save, towards retirement if they had all of these struggles growing up or playing?
If I have to be honest, in my own opinion, while I was playing the Nigerian league, there's nothing to save. Sorry to say, because I remember vividly my first salary was in 1995, and then I was playing in the Verubin. It was owned by private sector, and then the name of the man is Adewale Telu. So he has 2 wives. One is Veronica, the other one is Bimbo. So he combined the name to Verubin. And we used to train at a field called Loco then. So there was no money for transportation, and I was also in school. Even the school self, we just cut and join, So at some point for me, I had to run away from home because that was the only thing I could do to play. Because I was not allowed to play. My daddy was an imam, he has a mosque. So for me at home, I'm struggling. It was like a taboo. So when I run away from home, I find solace in that woman's camp at Shomolu back in those days. So the first salary I received was in 1996, and that was 2,500 naira. So I had to go back to school with that, and of course, since we're not really expensive now, so after I get transport from Shomolu to by school at school, Diplomatic Memorial High School at Costain in Ponwido.
Hey, so you collect money pass me that time, eh? I don't catch you. Continue.
And that was 2.5.
Continue.
2.5.
No,
Wow.
they pay me 2,000, pay you 2,000 fast.
Okay.
You balance me back. Wait, and they come. Continue.
And at some point, I think after 3 months, the woman, maybe I got improved, and I started training at local Bobby College. So I started getting 2.8. So there was nothing actually to save. Just like for a means to survive, buying food and all of that. Although we were provided by boots, and those boots that time, it was not this proper Nike boot or whatever boot. But they used to call it malakuri. It was rubber boot that when you wear it in the sun, now if you make a mistake by putting water on your shoe, on that boot, it's like you're just boiling your leg. So at some point, I have to just throw away the boot and play with my bare foot. So for me, my bare foot is even more better than playing with boot. So actually, there was nothing really to say. But when I started saving money was actually when I left for Oshobo, Osun State. The salary got increased a little bit, and then after I became the captain of that team, they increased it a little bit. After 2 years, I traveled to Akwa Ibom, which after 1 year also I became the captain of the team, and I was getting, I think that time maybe 14,000 naira at some point. But then again to Delta Queens, and after that was 2004. I left for Finland. So basically, where I started getting good money, then I would say good money because euros was more, naira was more valuable. So I was paid abroad, and that was when I started having something to save. And in all honesty, that was when I started also learning how to operate computer, because back in those our days, there's no way you can combine education with football. So which actually affected most of us. I think someone like Cynthia was even fortunate enough because her mom was an educationalist, which actually push her, support her to go to school. In my own case, there was nobody to say go to school or whatever. So at some point I have to do scale of preference. Like I forgone my education for my career with no regret, because that was the only reason what I have to do then. So when I got to Finland, I started like at some point, I started like watch how the white does because they go to the work in the morning and some go to school. While we just at home. So from there, slowly, I started to learn how to operate computer, start to learn how to to educate and develop myself. So that was when I started saving some little money. And unfortunate enough for me, and when they call you as to the national team, you come as a professional football player. So when you made the team to the maybe the Nations Cup or World Cup, and automatically when you play for FIFA, you become FIFA player. So you get some, I will not call it big each payment. I will call it stipend. You got some money from maybe appearance fee, and when you win the tournament, to which we have to fight again to get that money paid, even if it's your right by let's say camp allowance and winning bonus. That one too is another story on its own because we are one of the first set of rebel in 2-4 when we won the Nations Cup that we refused to come back, and at some point it became national disgrace that Obasanjo have to call. And when we go back to Abuja, it was a bit of like chaos and all of that. So that was when I think I started receiving some good money, and I was able to save one or two money, and then maybe start to invest in maybe properties and all of that. So, and I'm sure everybody have their stories to tell. But trust me, maybe I would say I'm just grace over labor because it wasn't easy like what Prisca said. There's nothing to say, and there's no one to say, okay, now these players now they've got everything on the platter of gold. If you have the opportunity, then trust me, most of us here will become billionaire now. But trust me, people struggles. Many of our ex-international, I can't imagine people like the set of Falcons like Avre and Magbemi, Messi and all of that. Even though they were the first set to play abroad then, if not because of the grace of God, imagine those that said that are in Nigeria now. Most time when I saw most of my teammates or my playmates, with all honesty, I felt so bad. I felt so pity because there was nothing to show. So you see that when you compare and contrast, nobody envy anyone, nobody is jealous of anyone. But in all honesty, we are not treated in a way that we should be treated as someone that has contributed their quotas for the nation with our blood and sweat. So at this point, I think it's the right time that the authorities do the needful so that we all can be happy and be celebrated. Thank you very much.
I remember one tournament you went to play and then you were like, you won't give your jersey to the fan, and then I said yes. She said give it, and then your back give the jersey. I was like, okay. It was actually something that we have not been appreciated enough. Kudos to the fact that this new generation, they are in this era that they actually seen, and we are happy that they're keeping the flags flying. Kudos to them. But now we want to hold the presidency accountable for this, that the labor of our heroes past, where is it? Because even when they omitted, like someone read this, when they omitted, they changed the national anthem, still there is the labors of our heroes past. Because if there was not mission 1, there would not be mission 10. In our own era, we also contributed our quota, which we said the standard. It came from where my seniors left off. In my generation, we said it off, but we have never been appreciated for that. We've never been given. Imagine someone, Cynthia was winning 2 times, and I don't even have a title OON onto my name. Like, I was one of, apart from after Messi Akide played on the FIFA World 11, I was the second person that played FIFA World 11. As 2007, I was world best FIFA 11, actually. So these things like this, it goes a long way to show like how did it go wrong? Because out here, if you see these other people who have played national team, I'm being honest with you, you don't see them struggling to feed. You don't see them struggling to actually save every penny to create a life for themselves.
So we are here to plead to the government and the president and the wife, our mom, for them to do something. If in any way they will help we, the old players that have suffered enough, we have went through a lot in our playing time. As they honor these our present players, please, they should not forget us.
We still thank God today. We are still bubbling. Like Prisca said, we are only appealing to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look to our own side as the old players and ex-Falcon, the legends.
Just hope and I wish. It's like I just want it to happen. At least the barest minimum, the national award. You know, if it is more, why not? Why not? I'll gladly want that. We all want that. And that's just my prayer. Mr. Bako,
These people have played wonderful football for us, even with their Agbada jersey those days.
Moses, don't go there.
which one the brother jersey again?
Oversized jersey, Jesus.